Court calls the case of the people versus Hosea Hill.
Thank you, Your Honor. Alex Warren on behalf of Mr. Hill. Mr. Hill, can you state the court?
Hosea Raphael Hill. Good morning.
Good morning. We're going to need to deal with this violation.
Your Honor, I reviewed that with my client. At this time, he's going to admit to not only his behavior towards.
Why was he acting that way?
Oh.
You're going to have to give me an explanation for that. Those folks over there at Community Corrections have to deal with a lot of people coming through, a lot of people that are under stress, and they don't need this garbage. And certainly, and I'll be honest with you, especially Ms. Dozier, does not need this garbage. So before you start talking to me, you better make sure you understand what you're saying to me.
And Honor, before the violation issued right after the terminated because of.
At this point, the defense attorney is clearly trying to control the damage before things get worse. Notice how carefully he frames the situation, not denying the defendant's behavior, but instead attempting to provide context through mental health struggles, stolen medication, and emotional instability. That's a very strategic move in court. Judges usually respond better when attorneys acknowledge wrongdoing rather than pretending it never happened. But here's the problem. The judge is already focused on the impact the behavior had on court staff, especially community corrections employees who deal with stressful situations every day. Once a judge believes court officers or staff were disrespected, patience disappears quickly. What do you guys think here? Should mental health circumstances reduce accountability in situations like this? Or should courtroom behavior always have strict consequences no matter what?
Behavior at the intake. Mr. Hill came to my office.
We're clear. It's not just his behavior. She had to call officers in, try to deal with it, and still tried to do it, and he still didn't do it, and he didn't complete his intake. Go ahead.
My office made me aware of what happened. Sat down with me, wrote an apology letter to Agent Dozier, sent to her. I extended my apologies on his behalf. And I think to try and put this into context, and he acknowledges there's no excuse for it, but to try and put it into context, Mr. Hill has had medication stolen. He's prescribed medication for a mental health diagnosis. As he scheduled 2 appointments with his psychiatrist to make a plan moving forward. And after sending our apology letter to Agent Dozier, one thing Mr. Hill brought up was if his social worker was present at the time of intake, I think that might help him regulate his emotions, but he's still trying to get back on the medication that he's prescribed. So
Let me just read the letter here.
Well, Your Honor, I can answer any of the court's questions, and I think Mr. Hill can answer any of the court's questions as well at this time.
Please, I will answer. Please. Thank you. This is difficult. It's very difficult what's going on. But please, I will answer whatever you need to know from me over here.
Over here.
I did not expect to go to that meeting and that happened. That's for sure. I'll be open. I'm an open person. And I was just opening up to Miss Dozier about my.
No, you weren't. You were interfering with the intake process. She was just trying to get certain things done.
Can I mention something?
Go ahead.
I was talking to Miss Dozier in a meeting, And there was some confusion. I was confused. And I was explaining to her why. Because the magistrate informed me that if I go to when I go to community corrections, because he ordered me to go there, and I did everything he told me to do. And when we were in court, when I was in jail, and we were in court, he mentioned about corrections, and I already had past experience with community corrections, so I understand that these things cost money. And excuse me, please, I'm not interrupting anyone, and I don't do that. So if I do, sorry. But once I was ordered to go there, I mentioned the judge in court. I said, Judge, I do not have any money. I just do not have any money, Judge. And he said, that's okay. Community corrections will not turn you away if you do not have any money. So when I went to community corrections and met with her in her office, I mentioned that to her. Because she mentioned that, I asked her, is this going to cost me? And she said, yes. And I said, okay, well, I don't have any money. And she mentioned that, excuse me, I'm trying to talk, sir. I am trying to talk.
Here's part of the problem. Your attorney is trying to save you. Oh, you know what? Don't throw your hands down. Bond revoked. Adjourn next week. Take him.
Your Honor, we can come back next week on that.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Oh, you better keep moving. I'll adjourn this out to the 14th.
Appreciate that, Your Honor.
Here's what I'm going to do, because I think they're going to devote all their resources there, and I don't have everybody in here. Court's going to stay in recess.
All rise.
Court does call the case. People versus Lawrence Buckner.
And on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Chris Crowell on behalf of Mr. Buckner. And Assistant Public Defender Jay Bellinger on behalf of Mr. Buckner, who approaches.
Your name?
Say your name.
Lawrence of the family of Buckner.
Your approach.
You may. All right, record should reflect an events conference in this case. Starting with the case ending in 0446, there's been an amended complaint filed. Counsel has indicated
Yeah, we will waive a formal reading stand mute to that, Your Honor.
then in this matter, I will adjourn it. So I will adjourn both cases out to the 21st, May 21st, 2026, 9 a.m. At this moment, sound will continue. Mr. Buckner? Sir?
The atmosphere completely changes in this second case, but the judge's patience level is clearly still running low from the earlier confrontation. Here, the judge is trying to give a very direct warning about staying away from the alleged victim's area, and honestly, the warning sounds fairly reasonable. If the victim appears nearby, leave immediately and avoid any possible violation. But once again, communication becomes the issue. The defendant keeps trying to explain instead of simply acknowledging the instruction. You can even hear the judge practically begging for a straightforward yes. That's something many people misunderstand about courtrooms. Sometimes the smartest legal move is not explaining more. The more someone talks, the greater the chance they accidentally create problems for themselves. The judge even says he could have handled the situation much differently, which sounds like a very serious warning hiding beneath calm wording.
I've gotten a report, and there are some reports that you were in the vicinity of the victim in this case. All right. Sounds to me like it may have been that you were there. She may have showed up in the area or whatever. I'm not attributing any ill will to that. I'm just going to inform you that you happen to be up, you're required to leave. Okay? Be in that area. Am I understood?
I was at work.
Just say yes.
Okay, does it outside of the work? Is it outside of work, Mr. Simpson? Because I
Mr.
honestly,
Buckner,
yes,
because you don't
I understand.
don't shoot
Yes.
yourself in the foot right now.
It's giving you. Say yes.
I said, I understand that, but I'm asking about work. Mr. Simpson, is it also include work?
Buckner. I have two ways that I can handle this. All right. I am not handling it in a way that is the most harsh. I told counsel that I would give you that admonishment. All right. There's a circumstance where you're legitimately there. Talk to your attorney about that. Okay. And they will be able to advise you what you should do in those circumstances. I am giving you my warning. Right? Am I understood, sir?
I heard exactly what you said. So you told me to ask my counsel if I have any questions in regards to being justified at any location.
Stop there.
That's what he asked me. I'm just showing him I was listening.
Just say you understand.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. All right. What else?
That's it.
Oh, I didn't know if I was dismissed yet. Thank you.
You will let him know I could have handled that very differently.
I'll drive.
Okay, thank you. All right, that's it. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Sorry for everybody else. Court calls the case.